Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Good generic time of the day, Sam.
Good day.
If anybody who works at TD Bank,
No. Do you want? Are you gonna? Oh, we want to go to TD Bank.
Yeah. I just please contact us. Tell us all about it.
We can be your official financial partner.
We want to switch banks. Stinky old Truist is just giving us the go.
Truist is trying to screw us. That's what I say.
Anyway, please contact us, TD Bank.
Yeah, it's TD asking to speak to TD Bank.
Anyway, we have Shart and Randy on the line. How you doing, Randy?
I'm doing all right. How's everybody doing down there in Orlando?
We're good. You know, it's going to be a beautiful high of 74. I think today.
It's a nice day.
It is a beautiful day outside, and nothing weird going on in the world. Just a typical Thursday. Just Thursday in it down.
I forgot where you're at, Randy.
I am in Southwest Virginia. Dan, I was hoping to tell you today, I'm actually on my way to Martinsville, so if you got any people I need to see, just let me know.
What are you, putting a hit out on somebody?
No, he's going to Martinsville. That was my mom and dad's place of origin, Martinsville, Virginia, a race town. Run through and see Fritz Dixie Pig. Go through there and get two Greenville Franks and some fresh cut French fries.
Now, is it Southwest regular Virginia or Southwest Virginia?
That's different.
Normal Virginia.
Oh, okay.
But like just all the I live in Roanoke, which is somewhat of a bigger city town in this area, but I spent a lot of time like out in the middle of nowhere. So
yeah, Roanoke's nice. My dad's twin brother Doug lives in Roanoke.
I'm not a big fan of Virginia and West Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina.
Whoa. Carolinas and Virginia are gorgeous, but do not link them to West Virginia.
Has nothing to do with the state. I just don't like the states being named the same and just having a north and south.
You wanted a little more creativity.
Yeah. I just call them something different.
Right. Like, why would you name yourself Tommy after yourself? I mean, call him something different. You know, you got to go with the variety. Make it spicy.
They're not humans. I just want a different entire name. I don't...
like an Indian name?
Just anything different. It's like...
So you're not a fan of, like, North Dakota, South Dakota?
Yeah. I'm not a fan either.
New Mexico, but there's no... I mean...
Well, the regular Mexico... But we have New Mexico. That's fine. There's no other... like South Mexico or anything.
South Mexico. We should start calling Florida South Mexico.
Anyway, so Randy, I got to be honest. When you sent the email, me and Daniel discussed it, and I was like, "That's too."
I said
macabre.
no. I think I voted. I think you got a. I think you got a Randy Jackson. That's a no for me, dog.
But then when Samantha asked me the exact same question, I said yes for no reason.
You know what's funny is Samantha also asked me, and I said yes.
Yeah, it was maybe the way she phrased it. Or
I think she tricked us.
Because
Very confusing working here.
Because I was like, maybe this is
mixed signals.
It's too like depressing of a story because you said you had a story about not saving someone's life.
Let's do a little backstory here. For the last couple of weeks, we've been inundated with stories from listeners of saving or not saving, claiming rather to save a friend's life, namely because Zach from Ohio, one of our longtime callers, called in and said that he saved his friend Tim from freezing outside in the snow. He fell asleep in it was like 5 degrees, -14 wind chill or something like that. Fell asleep outside, and Zach, I guess, woke him up or pushed him inside the door, and he said he's saving his life.
Yeah.
And we kind of claimed that was like it's crap.
Well, Tim did call in.
He did.
And verified that he also believes his life was saved that night.
But then Randy emails us like, hey, all these people calling in about saving lives. I didn't save one time.
Unsuccessful.
Yeah, and then we were like, ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty sad.
Is that the show we want to do? I mean.
But I blame Samantha because she phrased it to
I'm
me.
victim blamed now.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm the victim here.
Like, that sounds interesting.
I feel like our producer is pointing us in this direction, and we're too good for it. But she keeps yelling at us that it's going to get ratings.
Now, if it's good, then this was my idea.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes.
That's the male-female. That's how it works.
So, Randy, tell us a story.
So best, part of this is you can just delete it, and Dan will be happy because you did all this for nothing. So
we will not delete it. Whatever happens, we're putting it on.
Yeah, whatever happens. Yeah.
Okay. All this talk about rescuing people, saving lives. I think you've kind of touched on a lot of this stuff in the past, but let me give some context. I know you were talking before you started recording just about like ultimate sadness. So let me set the stage for how this day went down. It was July 3rd, 2017. I am going through a divorce. I'm 6 months sober, trying to clean up my life. I started this new super stressful job with a software company, and they gave us an unexpected day off for the 4th of July, like an extra day, so the 3rd. And I was so excited. I'm going to get to go, and I'm going to get to relax. We have this lake reservoir here in Roanoke. It's in the mountains. It's beautiful. It's just this big lake.
I've been to it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, you just float around in it. So, Tom, doing your favorite activity, I busted out the kayak. I got a fishing pole. I went out like mid-morning. I'm just going to float around. I was telling Sam, like, I had the earbuds in, listening to ACT, just having a relaxing day.
Were you really listening to us when you murdered this man?
I swear to you, because this day is burnt into my brain.
Okay.
This is one of those. I don't know if you want to call it a core memory, but
our inner core. That's how we feel.
So far, this sounds beautiful. You're on your kayak, you're fishing in the
reservoir. You're floating. You have a fishing pole. Is it an inflatable kayak? Tom's got one of those.
No, like big, bright orange, hard side.
Yeah, he loves it. He can't stop talking about it.
Town. So, the one rule for this body of water is you can't swim, right? Like, because they get the drinking water out of it, you can fish in it, you can do whatever, but you can't. So
wait, you can't? You can do anything but swim in it. So you could sit in the kayak in the water, but you're not supposed to swim in it because people are going to drink it. Correct. What are they afraid you're going to do to in it?
You can even have gas powered boats. You can fish with like random live bait. It's just a rule. Don't swim.
No. You can have a gas-powered boat in there, but I can't put my blood in there? No.
My boat is leaking gas. It's a rainbow oil slick all around the motor. I'm like, oh, splash that away.
Exactly. So, it's pretty big size. So I would say, from where you launch kayaks, I would say about a quarter mile to a half mile, just straight across the lake, where I kind of set up in this little cove.
I'm sorry, I think that's so funny, and it really sums up Virginia. It's like, hey, just like Florida, we're just a little up. We're just a little up. Same thing.
So like I said, I'm just minding my own business, got the earbuds in, and a few hundred yards away from me, I see someone splashing around. And my first thought is, some D-head is breaking the rules. Like, whatever, none of my business. I'm going to go on about my day. And there's a few other boats in the area, like, closer to the splashing than I am.
Oh, they're closer. That's good for you because that's maritime law.
Oh,
and you want to make sure you are not the closest vessel. In fact, some would say you might paddle away a little bit so you're not on the hook.
Or there's this thing called you are misremembering to justify. You make yourself sleep at night.
Kind of like Jesse Gemstone thought he shot the guy on the motorcycle.
So I noticed one of the closer boats is like waving his arms over his head trying to get attention, and I see that like this guy needs help. So I'm a few hundred yards away, so I start paddling over, and I'm kind of putting like a plan together in my brain that I see like this is actually a problem. This isn't just somebody swimming. So I was at one point in college, I did like the YMCA lifeguard thing, so I'm like kind of going through the checklist. All right, I'm going to get over there.
Let me ask you something real quick. Was it hard for you to go through this checklist when you had nothing but straight humor and hilarity being force pumped into your veins by me and Tom? Was it hard?
Right.
You're having lightning fast jokes and the wit of 1,000 gods being lightning shot into your earbuds.
Are you laughing as you're
Is
paddling
it
over?
hard? Is it hard for you to do this? Like, is it hard for you to maintain any composure of seriousness because you're just I can't stop laughing? Chappelle.
Well, here's the thing. You guys have set the scenario in my brain, and I believed that this was going to happen. That I was gonna help this guy that was just like distressed swimmer that maybe fell out of his boat. We were gonna get him across the lake. The fire department was gonna come. Like, I was gonna shake his hand. He was gonna be sitting there with like the
Thank you, Sharding Randy.
Yeah.
Like,
the firefighters come up to you like, you saved a life today.
Right.
Good job. You got big fat balls.
And he takes his hat off and he gives it to you.
Yeah, he's
Right.
You know this fireman's helmet? I don't need it any longer. These are only for heroes. Right?
Yeah.
He gives it to you.
100% my expectation. Like, not even a little bit thinking it was going to go another way.
Why aren't the other boats helping this guy? Like, they have motorboats, right? Like, why aren't they?
Well, so
Not allowed to
the
help.
guy that flagged me down, as I got closer, I see, the distressed swimmer is just, he's underwater now. He's
come on,
not
Randy.
visible on the surface. The boat that flagged me down, it was a guy and a young boy on one of those pedal boats, right?
Jared
where you
Fogle.
just, like,
I
they
knew
got
it.
the bike. And the guy that was riding the boat said that he couldn't swim, so he didn't want to get out.
Did he have
And
a
then
life jacket?
He did. And there's,
He couldn't
like,
throw the guy's
also
life
see-
jacket? This is absurd.
Well, he can't swim. He's got a son on the.
Well, this is going to sound weird, but if I can't swim, I damn sure ain't helping somebody that's drowning. I'm serious. I'm just like, you're on your own, man. That's going to be terrifying to me.
I guess it depends
Because you're
on
just
how
going to
far.
pull me down.
No, just throw him the life jacket.
Yeah, I guess
Just
you
paddle
could.
to
I
shore.
don't know if I'm going to think like that. I bet this person's freaking the F out,
Yeah,
right?
I guess you
A lot
could.
of freaking the
Right.
F out.
And he's got this boy. Little boy is 4 or 5 years old, so I could also see not wanting to leave him in the boat by himself. Like, I'm giving this guy a pass. Like, after everything's said and done, because when I pulled my kayak up on the shore, I called 911 and I gave my cell phone to this guy and I said, you have to talk to them. And I do like the full Baywatch dive into the lake, swim underwater, and like it was like you see in any movie, any TV show, this guy just kind of like suspended animation underwater, like the limp, like the hair flowing.
Oh my God.
This is a core memory for you.
Yeah.
This traumatized you.
So, like, I scooped him up and like swam back, and he was a bigger dude, so I couldn't get him like all the way up onto the beach. So he was kind of like half in, half out, and it wasn't like sandy beach. It's all rocks and everything, and like gravel from the mountains and all of that kind of stuff. So, and now, do you guys want me to throw like the detail in here?
No, hold on. Pause for a second.
The chat is really upset that we are making them listen to this trauma. So maybe this was a mistake.
We're not forcing them to listen to anything.
This is Sam and
I
Randy.
go back to the core.
Me and Chappelle over here.
I've never called myself that. I'm just saying.
We're here for the jokes. That's all.
Yeah,
our instinct was to not tell the story, and then Sam phrased it to me in a way that it sounded like a good idea.
Yeah, just 30 seconds ago, I did not say aquachungus. Don't laugh at that.
So I don't, so he didn't make it.
I think we know what happened,
But,
and I think we can move.
Yeah, well, so, I was not able to help him, but I did want to point out that, like, as like CPR is happening, and like, I know, Tom, you said this a lot, how like chances are you're doing CPR, like it's not gonna work. Like,
yeah, Tom tells really everybody that. He's like, don't even bother.
For professionals, it's like a 10% chance of working.
This guy pulls up on the boat, and he was definitely closer than I was in the beginning, and this guy is like ultimate D-head. I blame him. Like, if I have to point the finger, this guy comes up on the shore, and he's wearing the full like canoeing outfit, and he's got the big brimmed hat and the water shoes and everything. And he just goes, you can stop, right? This guy's he's not coming back.
Oh,
and
man.
Excuse me? Like that's not the rule. The rule is you start and you stop when
paramedics.
Somebody comes relieve you, all that kind of stuff.
Jeez.
But this guy was just like cool dude and like, why are you even trying, man? So
what a horrible person.
Like this guy just.
The chat room would like to point out that Tom owns exactly the same style of canoe hat. He owns a dickhead canoe hat. You know what? You are literally one murder away from being a dickhead canoeman. You're so close, it's not even funny. The only thing you haven't done is watch someone die. But other than that, you have all the other pieces in place.
So, Randy, could the other guy help this guy? Like in your memory, was the other guy closer? Could he have? And how did the guy fall off a boat? Like, could he not swim?
The other guy was the guy who drowned was kayaking without a life vest. He just fell out. According to all the final information that I got from state police and all those people, that it was just a drowning. Like he fell out, he drowned. He was apparently a good a swimmer. It was just this wild circumstance, perfect storm for this guy where quote unquote it was his time.
It's so weird. Like every once in a while, someone
and they say proficient swimmer. They'll always say oh no, he's the best swimmer.
And it's not like it was a bunch of waves. Like I've been in bodies of water where it's bad waves and stuff, and I could see it just waves
beating you down.
But if it's still water.
Yeah.
I don't understand
how
that
Why would you
happens.
wear a life jacket if you can't swim?
But he could swim.
No, he could swim.
Oh, he could swim.
Yeah, he could. This guy could swim.
But it was just a series of maybe he had too much stuff and
maybe just was scared and panicked when he hit the water because he wasn't expecting it.
It's so weird.
There have been weird ones that I've read about before where people have, and they can't, if you're not there, you don't know, right? You don't know what happened. But there have been stories that I've read where even if you're a proficient swimmer, let's say you fall in, you don't have a life vest on in your gear, you're trying to recover your gear. And maybe you dive after a piece of gear to get it, but then as you go down, there's low visibility. You don't have a lot of breath. You don't think it's a big deal. So you're not taking big diver's breaths, right? But then you get disoriented when you go dive down. Let's say you're coming back up, but then you get hung on a log or something that might be in. And the next thing you know, that's it. Because you didn't take enough air in, you thought it was casual, and you just got hung, and you're underneath there, and it only takes a split second, right? And that's why they always tell you, regardless of your level of swimming, and Jen's putting this in our chat room, it's if you're in a vessel of any kind, put your life vest on because you all know you bonk your head. Next thing you know, you're dead. So
I often think about I'm driving my boat as fast as possible, and I'm
it'll go too.
I'm if something happened and we got rocketed out of this thing,
dead.
It's dangerous, right?
I've seen the turn down for what videos. That guy's dead. You know that guy's dead, right?
No, he lived.
I looked it up. No, he died in that video.
No, he lived. So Randy, that was a horrible trauma story that you went through.
It was, and I don't think I got the worst part of this. And this is the last bad detail I'll share from this. But then there's some positivity at the end of it. But so we were
David the Gnome? Did he turn into an apple tree?
I can't see any positivity.
Yeah, what happened? Did Swift the fox get a new gnome friend?
Yeah. Unless
So the last dark detail, because I feel worse for this other person that ended up getting involved at the end.
Is this worse than the deer story we've told on the show?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
All right.
This involves a human, but I guess we don't.
So we're about a quarter mile away from the dock, so where the ambulance and fire trucks pulled up. So we had to get the guy back across. So I tied his kayak to mine, and I towed his kayak back. But this guy in a fishing boat pulled up, and he had to drive back that quarter mile, half mile with the dude, just him and this dude in his fishing boat. So I feel bad for that guy. I think he got the worst part of this than I did, because he had to have that quiet boat time with this guy in there with him. So that's the last really sad part I'll share about it.
All right, that's coming from our producer. I'll shelve it. All right. Never to be aired.
We'll put this on the best
we need to put it out.
Never to be aired. This goes in the Chronicles.
We have no time.
This goes in the library.
There's no time.
This goes in the Library of Congress.
No, I mean, listen, things like this happen. Randy tried.
He tried to be a hero.
He tried to save him. And most of the time, this is what happens.
I spent damn near 20 years as a producer. There's no way I'm going against what my producer says. My producer just told me to shelve it. I'm shelving it.
So after the fact, right, traumatic experience, one of my very best friends growing up in Orlando, she's a lieutenant in the Orlando Fire Department, and I called her to, hey, how do I deal with this? And, she really coached me through the idea of, without you guys, he had 0% chance, but, you at least gave him, a fighting chance, so that kind of made me feel positive about it and everything, but... So that's kind of one of the redeeming factors of it. Is, you're trying to help your fellow man out, but I think it mentioned it in the news article that I sent you. But he was a pretty well-known restaurant owner in this town, and just kind of and this is where I thought it was kind of positive. I was able to go eat at that restaurant. I had never been there before, and kind of. Not really exchange pleasantries, but his family runs the restaurant, so we kind of gave that silent nod at each other, we knew who each other were, and
you did this. You got a comped meal.
No.
You wanted a free croissant. I can hear it in your voice. You're this is horrible. I'm shelving it. It stinks in here. There must be a non-hero in the atmosphere. How about that?
No, but it was just one of those, giving the family closure, getting closure out of it. So, it's obviously not a positive experience for anybody, but, worst case scenario, making it best case scenario, it was whatever
Pizza
it was.
Hut, making it great.
Here's how we use this as a PSA to kayak and boat safely.
Yep.
Like when Johnny Depp did those, hey,
Yep.
Johnny Depp. Don't take your dogs to Australia. Yes, I'm using a fake British accent.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you, you have to be careful and just,
right.
I mean.
Anything can happen.
Hey, if you're out there on the water, zip it up. Let's start a campaign called Zip It Up.
Yeah, certified, learn to swim, all of that.
Zip
it up.
They make super small, sleek.
Put a vest on it, bro.
Life vests that are not very cumbersome, not the big old balloony.
Hey, what's up?
Ones.
It's Tom and Dan. Hey, remember, if you're out on the water, vest is the best.
They make small ones that
Yeah.
will just keep you afloat. They won't. It's not super buoyant, but it'll just. If something happened, you got knocked out, it'll just keep your head above the water. So people should invest in those. Why not? Because it goes to show you, even if you know how to swim.
They look so corny, though.
They're super.
I hate
nerdy,
the way I look.
It's I know how to swim. I'm a GD man.
And most of the time when I go out on the water, it's to see and be seen. You know what I mean? I'm not out there for fun. I'm out there for the quest.
I like having no shirt.
Me too. I like being nude. Now, do they make if they made an inflatable diaper I could wear that would float me? The only problem with that is I would float from my ass with my face down. The buoyancy would be on my ass, which would make me drown faster.
If you're out, I like 80s fishing like my dad used to do. No shirt, tan cancer.
Jean shorts.
No, full jeans.
Oh, full
jeans.
That's called a bottom half cowboy.
Knife, some other, maybe a gun on your side or whatever.
It kind of looks like...
you're boating in jeans? You're in the Bahamas.
It's hot.
You just got no shirt and a trucker hat.
You look like
80s.
Castleberry Dundee.
Yeah. He wasn't going in the water. What is he, gay? Anyway, sorry, Randy. Sorry you went through that.
We hope that...
See, it seems like, Randy, you've been through a lot of tough experiences.
And you're awfully real vanilla now. It's almost like
and your career is helping other people, which is crazy. You'd think you would be jaded at life for putting you through what it put you through.
What drives you to still continue to help people and try to be a good person even though you've been through some really bad stuff?
Yeah, so I mean, the true honest answer to that is I feel like I've been given a really good second chance in life, and then if somebody around me is looking for that second chance and I have the opportunity to like help them get it, that's what I'm going to do. Because I know there's a lot of people that are out there to like, not help you, better yourself or, do what you want for yourself. A lot of people that are, roadblocks to that. So if I can just, help somebody feel better about, their life and live it the best they can, I'm just going to try to do it.
And I think all of our listeners listening to this, if I can be serious for a second, would like to think that we could all at least try like Randy, right? Yeah. If we saw a situation where there was a family that needed help, a person that fell in the water, a person that fell on the train tracks, in front of a bus, whatever, I would like to think that I'm a little bit like Randy in the idea that if I could help, I would do something to try and help them out,
Yeah. Instead of just taking your cell phone camera out and filming it. Or,
well, I know I wouldn't do that because that's not my vibe.
Or the D-head that's like, what are you trying for?
Yeah,
like,
you got to try.
Yeah.
You got to try.
Well, Randy.
You're the best, man. You're a good human being, and I'm sorry you went through that, but I'm glad that you're that type of person.
And I think as much as, that was hard to hear, it is a PSA to, hey, at least think about the possibility of something going wrong, and even though because like this guy knew how to swim, and there's a lot of people that do, and
you don't need to be overconfident. Just put the vest on, and no big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Anyway, Randy, we'll talk to you later, okay?
Did I win the Oculus?
Yeah, and actually you are, but unfortunately you're going to have to relive that entire nightmare. The only thing loaded
in
on
virtual
it
reality,
is this new game called Save the Virtual Swimming Chungus.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
No.
Get out of here. You get out of here.
Randy, you're
He's
a good guy.
Good dude.
Yeah.
You're a good dude.
He's a good man. He's also an addiction expert. If you need some
addiction therapist.
Yeah,
He tries to help other people.
Hey,
Had a rough
he
go.
has told me this. If you need some help and you might want to make a life change, maybe the substances are controlling you a little more than you want them to, he told me you can email me and I'll hook you up with him. He said he will gladly help any BDMs, any listeners that we have that might need some help.
That's awesome.
He can point you in the right direction. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Good guy. All right, let's take a break and then switch gears.
Yeah.
What other gears do we have?
I don't know. Not many.
Not many.
We got reverse.
Back it up.
All right, bye-bye.
It is another corporate time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. If you want to sign up to become a BDM, go to our website, tomanddan.com, and it's right there on the front page. It says sign up to subscribe or be a member. And then once you do that, you're eligible for our Tom and Dan Appreciation Week or BDM Appreciation Week.
Yep.
It's going to be April 16th.
Tom and Dan
there.
Appreciation Week is like every week because we really like ourselves. But BDM Appreciation Week, I can't wait because we got some really cool stuff planned for you guys that week.
And so you have to be a BDM to get all these prizes, and make sure if you are a BDM, your address is correct. And you could change it on tomanddan.com if you need to.
If you have any issues, show@tomanddan.com is the email address. I've had a few people check in with a few little issues. I can either help you or Tony can help you. We'll get you up and running.
How you doing, Tuttle?
I'm doing great, man. Hey, man, you guys got a lot of stuff to promote.
Yeah, we're busy over here.
Hey, we got a new project, too.
Yeah. You haven't told him about it, have
No.
you? Don't.
I love your inflatable crazy arm guys that you had.
The
air dancers?
The air, the technical term are, and this is a copywritten thing, air dancers. Like people have been calling wacky inflatable flailing arm tube men. I think that the Family Guy made that popular.
Yeah.
But they're really called air dancers, and you'd be surprised at how reasonable a 6-foot air dancer is. We got a 10-foot for Tom, a 6-foot for me. They're amazing.
Oh.
How did you guys feel like when you saw that for the first time? Like, were you guys like, all right, this is one of these moments where we like know that we've kind of made it a little bit?
100%.
Yeah.
A couple of I'll give you a few of those when we get a P.O. box. I was like, we've made it. The air dancers, we've made it.
Yeah.
When we had the laminated poster in the bathroom of the arm that's broken, and then it has all the different things you need to do for workers' comp written on it. That when we had our business license.
I remember that. The guy wearing the cast.
Yeah, the cast
He's
poster.
got a cast, and it's in a sling and a cast at the same time.
And it gives you like the steps on how to claim workers' comp.
Oh, man.
So, Tuttle, what's been going on with you?
Well, I've had this new equipment now, and I've had some, like meltdowns on the live show that I've been doing, because now, before I was doing 2 shows a day, and now I do like an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours live from 6, and I try to go until 8, which I rarely make. But I've had some technical issues, and I've had meltdowns. Daniel knows how.
Well, like Snoop Dogg playing video game meltdowns, where he like loses his mind. I love those, by the way. You can Google them; they're fantastic.
Listen, off camera is my dad's arsenal, like in a nice little gun rack. So there could be one day where I just shoot the screens and the camera. And
Don't shoot anything. Just stay away from the guns. You've made too much progress this year to ruin it with guns.
Yeah, I know, but no, I finally got it figured out because, I don't want people to like, oh, Tuttle, because people last night, they love to get me fired up in the chat. They were like, hey, back when you were broadcasting off of an iPhone and a furry mic, it sounded much better than this $1,000 you dropped on this new equipment.
Oh, yeah, they'll do that to you. They'll do that to you where you get new stuff and you'll be hyped about it. And then you'll present it, and then the listeners will be like, should have just left it alone. Wasted your time, idiot. And then you're like, oh, man, and it hurts.
Yeah, it's like, man, like, you guys are on a different level, but, like, I spent, like, almost $1,000 on this new stuff. And people are calling me sellout now. They're like, oh, man, you're...
Yeah, that's how it works. That absolutely is how it works.
I like the old Tuttle where you're talking to your iPhone and your PT Cruiser.
Yeah. I like it when you're hot. I like it when you didn't have any clothing because you couldn't afford it. You're sitting in the sunshine and hating your life.
I wonder.
Liked you better when you were drinking. Your life sucked. I don't know why they do that.
There is something to be said about like people like watching someone's life fall apart or their life worse than theirs because it makes them feel better.
No, they don't like the middle. They like extreme. They like
extreme bad or extreme good.
They want either Rick Ross or Tuttle with no clothing selling fish on the side of the road. That's all they like. Everything in the middle is garbage, but they like Rick Ross and Tuttle selling fish and shrimp out of a cooler. It smells like, oh, it's disgusting.
We're like, why can't someone just try to better themselves a little bit? And just
he's been saving his money. Look at him. He's dressed amazing. Brand new place. The walls are white and beautiful.
The audio sounds good.
Yeah, audio is the better. Like, it sucks. I hate it. I like old fish Tuttle.
You know what it is? Because it reminds other people that, oh, God, I got to try. Like, I got to do some work.
I like that having a podcast in your bedroom is a sellout, but being on a radio show is not.
Yeah, I mean, the whole world is just bass backwards. I mean, it is like everything.
Never say that.
Good one, Grandpa Joe.
I'm sorry. Listen, I smoked a lot of pot and I ate my mom's steak from last night.
Working hard or hardly working? What are you doing?
And teriyaki noodles. Like she loves, hey,
don't say you ate your mom's teriyaki noodles. I know what that means.
Listen, I don't want to get old, but there is something
coming.
I can't wait for old man Tuttle. Like really,
I envision Cotton from King of the Hill.
25 years from now, Tuttle. It's gonna be so. I hope we still do this just so we can talk to old man Tuttle and see how crazy you are.
Yeah, what do you think you're gonna? Oh man, where do you see yourself in 25 years?
Living in this 65 and older community because my mom passed away and I can't sell this place because of the high interest rates and stuff.
That's okay. It's nice. Hates me. It's nice. Nobody hates you. Why are you saying people hate you?
Well, because you'll have all your propaganda like all around the wherever you could put it. And they'll look through the windows and see you're in there. You're recording now with some laser cast, and
it does look a little suspect.
So Tuttle, let's talk about your
romance. I thought we were talking about it.
Yeah, your dating life. Because it can't all be. There's got to be. Okay, I've been following Rob Deerdick on TikTok, and he's all about this work-life balance. He's obsessed with it.
He is obsessed with it, which almost throws off his obsession, right? Like when you become obsessed with work-life balance, there's no balance.
No, but his argument is he has like the family and the wife time and everything down to a perfect equation.
I don't trust anyone that has every color hoodie, right? I don't trust people that have every color hoodie. If you have like every color in a package of Crayola crayons hoodie, and it's perfect, don't trust you.
Like, I think he's like business Andrea in the fact that he's obsessed with the schedule he's created in his life.
He only wears flat brim hoodie and shoes that match every outfit. Look at it. Every outfit is flat brim hoodie,
get 'em in.
shoes but it's almost like Tom's right. He's Steve Jobs at the point where he's like, nah, I can't decide what to wear anymore. I can have no variety. Like for me, like the fun of putting on pants, putting on shorts, putting on overalls, putting on tiny shorts, putting on big shorts, putting on
waste
joggers.
of time.
Like I like all of that because I like clothing. You know, there was a time when fashion meant a lot more to me than it does now, right?
I hate it.
He doesn't have any of that. He's just like, give me the hoodie, give me the flat brim, give me the sneakers.
Yes.
I'm out.
Yeah, give me shorts and a T&D polo. I'm good.
That's you.
But anyway, so it
My
seems
best fashion when I was married, if I'm just being honest.
Well, when you went to connect via Zoom, there's an older picture of you, and I think it was when the wife that you had was dressing you, and you were
dressed like a little British
you
lad.
dressed like a little British lad. You
did.
dressed like a little British lad standing in a snowstorm looking for me mum.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing about it.
Do you
now.
miss that at all? Do you miss when you dressed like Mumford and Sons?
Yeah, actually, you know what? What's funny is like we went to Atlanta, man. Like when I look back at all the money that I like absolutely wasted on hipster BS type stuff that I hated and I puked my guts out. Matter of fact. The person that
Hold on a second. Whoa, stop. You sound like you're driving down a road you shouldn't go down, right?
You puked your guts out.
I am.
Over what?
I'm going down a road, and guess what? I'm hitting some bumps right now, and I'm trying to keep it on the road, okay?
All right.
So if you could just let me concentrate.
Yeah, let him finish, Dan.
Run it off into a drainage ditch into
Easy.
the St. John's River.
Easy.
So
No,
you're
Tom
puking.
just puts me on edge.
I'm not doing anything.
Wait, should I not schedule these anymore?
That's what I'm saying.
No,
I don't want to put you on edge.
It's like I'm cutting myself to get plugs for the dumbass podcast I'm doing every day.
You're fine. We're just asking you a question.
Everything's fine.
And it's not even like real cuts. It's like ones that you get little scab scars on. It doesn't even like draw any true blood. So I don't even know what I'm even.
Go back.
complaining about.
You're puking your guts
Yeah,
out.
so you said you were
Why
puking.
were you puking?
Yeah, why were you puking your guts out?
Because the guy that she was sending certain things to, maybe she met in that line, and he had the same last name as I did.
Oh, okay. You want to go in your personal business. I thought it was about your British clothing. Let's talk about 2022 Tuttle.
Stop being a puss, Tom. We're going down a dark, deep
No,
dark hole
Tom,
right now.
Tom
We've already been through a dark hole this morning. We can't take it anymore.
We already taped one drowning death show,
Yeah,
so
we
then we're
can't
moving on
do
to
it.
this one, which is becoming a drowning death show.
Yeah,
So-
it's like just going to sleep and breathing in water.
So, Tuttle, let's talk about 2022 Tuttle and your work-life balance because you're working on your work, but what about the fun?
Yeah, we got to get you hitched to a swamp hag.
That is, but I mean, my normal everyday 2022 Tuttle is waking up and being excited because I-95 is closed both north and south because of super fog.
Super fog.
Yeah, super fog.
I've never heard of super fog. Is that another
Tuttle, how about you go to Daytona Beach, right? Or
Yes,
follow me
yeah.
here.
Bike week's going on.
Yeah, it's bike week.
Oh man, the longest of boobs.
And then you find, speaking of that, you find
You a sweet banana boob princess, and you koozie on up to her, man.
you go a little older, but you're in your 40s, so you go like 10 years older.
You're
so
50?
You get, but you get a
50-year-old banana boob biker.
Banana boob.
Well, they get those long boobs, and they have to like slinky them into their brassiere.
But she still looks good because she used to be a promo model for like Harley or whatever, and she's been working Daytona, but the sun got her.
She's been working Daytona for 35 years.
Yeah, the sun got her a little bit, but she's still fit. She's still cute. It's good. She's got her life together. She's got money.
Fit to be tied.
Her old man.
He just died.
And then
He's
she
owned
got
a
his
construction company.
Yeah. So she
got herself a King Ranch or an Eddie Bauer or something.
Yeah.
She's driving
Cadillac.
around in. Yeah, she got herself an Escalade.
I feel like that's. Why don't you try for that, Tuttle?
I mean, I'm looking for that, but I mean, I've met a chick in the astrophotography club recently, and we go out and we take, the Milky Way galaxy season is coming up, and we've been taking some pretty cool pictures.
Is that
You know what?
I
forgot
saw you
about
taking pictures with this girl. This is a real girl. I've seen this.
She's real.
Yeah, she's real. Oh, well, she's cute and she's young.
Yeah, I mean, I can still, get the younger ones. I don't have to be stuck.
Don't say it like that.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
How young we
who wants
talking?
somebody
I
their
can
own
still get
age?
the kids to come to my van and hang out,
I forgot.
No, not like that. I'm still, I've
Does your
moved
mom
up
know?
from
Do you bring your astrologer gal back to the
Astronomy.
astrophotography, Daniel? Astrophotography.
Do you bring your astro photographer gal back to the 65 plus community and make her a
Yeah, I
little
do.
goulash?
Yeah.
Maybe you guys
Yeah.
want to watch some.
Give her the old Jupiter.
Yeah.
I took her to the strawberry social that they had at the clubhouse the other day.
Tell me about it. Do they do bingo and stuff like that there? Do they have a
they
pool?
They do shuffleboard. I am all a part of a shuffleboard team here at the 55 plus community.
I love it.
It's just basically land. It's land curling. That's basically what it is.
Tuttle. I got an
I'm in.
idea. This is a good one. All right.
Mhm.
So
Will you sponsor my shuffleboard team?
did you ever see the documentary about the villages?
Oh yeah. Of
Okay.
course.
Do you remember the guy in the van that hung around there and just tried to pick
Oh,
up?
that guy, Dennis. He was
Yeah,
great.
yeah. He tried to pick up older women and then have them support him.
Yeah, sugar mamas.
Yeah, but I mean, how much older? Like right now, I mean, I'm 42, but
Yeah.
52 is not even allowed into the villages. Do I got to go like?
No, not the
longer?
villages. I'm saying where you're at. There's got to be an older woman, like
yeah.
you have
60,
to go.
65,
But it's
70.
But what's important is that you get the relationship going and get her to sign your bank accounts over and all the
Yeah.
stuff, like so
you
you
gotta start
get a
taking
trust.
control of her life.
And then when she passes, you'll be rich, and then you'll
All
never
right.
have to worry about it.
All right, so here, let me give you something that I've actually been working on. Okay, the maintenance woman here, she lives in the community, and she might be, fluid gender, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But people here in this community don't get that type of thing. So
Gender
she
fluid.
she kind of like messes around with heterosexual younger guys. And I was thinking, like, she might be into that, and I wouldn't even have to, like, follow through on anything. I just am kind of like arm candy for the maintenance woman here at the new 55 Up community.
Well,
Why
I
not?
mean, yeah. It's although you're trying to go after the money, and I don't know if the maintenance woman has the
Right.
No,
money.
she's got it. She just does it because she wants to have something and feel like she provides to the social climate here in the 55 community.
Oh, okay. So she's doing it as
That's her
like
way
a
in.
community. Because there are a lot of people out there that don't have. I mean, this just happened to a buddy of mine where their neighbor is this older lady, and she literally asked my friend for them to be witnesses on her trust or whatever. She had no family. She had no really zero family, and then it's like there's no one to leave her money to or whatever. So she's like leaving it to charity and some other like. But that's
Charity?
crazy. It's crazy to
Well-
me that there's people that have like zero family whatsoever, and
That's
that's
probably
it.
what I'll end up
No,
doing.
this woman does actually have a trust. I didn't even know that was the angle that you were going with, but her family up in Indianapolis came up with this new deer pea scent thing that you spray on there. It's like it gives you the scent of a deer and musk.
Hoo-ah!
That is, yeah. So that's what her and her family has made a lot of money off of. So like, I would love to take some deer pea
He's
money.
the heir of the deer pea, huh?
Oh, my God.
That's
It's
money
the
in that.
Heir of the deer pea. Heir of the deer pea.
Yeah. And I know that sounds
You could be
like
big
a scumbag
deer pea.
thing, but it's
Right.
like people like this is how
You could do
the
a
world
deer
works.
pea podcast.
Yeah. Like you get a relationship with someone and
Welcome
they got some
back.
money. It's just it's easier Sometimes you just take the easy route, and you get a shirt.
I should not eat. I should just pit because I'm so horrendous. I'm such a failure that I'll never be able to find true love. I should be able to get some type of money out of it. That's what.
No. I thought you were dating somebody. Seriously, I didn't know you were trying to hit on that.
I mean, I am there's some near close experiences, and then there's some stuff from across the pond that I'm talking to.
Whoa.
Long distance.
Yeah.
You may know her, Adele.
I feel like finding true love is rare and overrated.
Yeah, like I'm not even. It is because
like
even my family. Let's be honest. Even my family is not true love. I mean, it's just what I picked, right?
Yeah.
But it's not what I wanted. I mean, it's what I got. You know, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. That's a crystal van.
And then after so much time goes by, you're like, well, it's too difficult to do anything else.
And then you're like, is there anything better out there? And you're like, and then you will get to a point where you look at your wife, and then you look at things that are better, and you're like, you know what? I've hit a point where it's not better. I'm okay with this now. And then you're like, oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because everything else out there is pretty bad.
And then you're like, all right, I just need to live. I want to do.
I just want to live. Tupac. That's what he said.
I was going to do the good show.
I was thinking about this. You know, it seems like out of everybody, like that I know in my source is that you've got the most perfect family. Like when it comes to, and Daniel is a prime example of that as well too. But like,
no, I don't have enough kids to have a perfect family. My kid,
I got the two.
Only child, which means that she's destined to become a creature person like me.
Thank you. That's the curse of an only child.
She's a New York lonely girl. She talks to me like an adult. It's horrible.
Yeah, I've got the perfect American family.
Where
I stand there, 2 boys, a wife, but that's my facade.
The only
Instagram.
argument I would make is that you have the better of the two of ours, but if you had a boy-girl combo, man effing. You know,
you're right.
If you had the 1 and 2,
then that's the perfect.
Yeah, the little Tom, the little Crystal. Oh God, that's the best one. But you're close second.
That's true.
What would it mean though, like if you had one that separated and you had a third child? Right now, how much of a monkey
I believe
wrench
if he had a little girl, that would also be up there. It'd be up there high. I think 2 boys, little girl, the little princess. That's definitely up there.
What about
higher than only child? Certainly, only child is way down under. It's like dark arts.
But the perfect family has to be like pretty close in age. If you have the third one that's like obviously 70, you know that's a mistake.
Yeah,
you're like that was a drunken mistake, and you're paying for it dearly.
Yeah, your vasectomy didn't work or something.
And that's adding some stress to your family.
Yeah.
And that picture, you guys smiling, that never happens.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
guys are stressed.
But I do like it, and I like it when the dad is old. I mean,
you're like, who's that professor?
I'm like, God, like even he's holding the baby.
You're like,
oh my God, it's
that's
disgusting. Who is this? Is that Joe Biden? Yeah.
Who? Oh. So I heard a joke from some celebrity that he's an old man now, and he's got like a 10-year-old. God, who was it? It was on the SNL.
Alec Baldwin has a baby. How old is he?
He looks weird. He's getting there. You look at him.
You know what it was? It was the last SNL when they had the 5-year club thing with
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin made the joke. He's like, I got the baby of a 38-year-old because he's got a
does.
10-year-old
He
kid,
does.
and he's in his 70s. He's got a 10-year-old.
But he looks and sounds pretty damn good. You know, I mean, that's good living for Steve Martin.
Was he holding the pipe backwards as the joke?
I think so.
Okay, that was okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's unfair? You know, Daniel was talking about only kids, but like being only child with a really, really old dad that maybe you only get 12 years of.
Oh,
like,
that's what Maisie's got. That's what Maisie's got. Maisie got that.
No.
Old, and then they're like I show up to see her dance, and they're like, "Your dad's in a wheelchair."
There is no perfect family. Everybody's struggling to just get through it. Yeah. That's the truth of it. Although the pictures that I'm creating on my Instagram are going to tell a different story. I'm doing it on purpose.
So when the Dateline comes out eventually,
I'm telling you,
seemed like you had it all, the perfect family.
Yeah. And they'll do that thing where they have your family, and it'll be you and one son, and your wife and one son, and they do the jiggy jag,
and then he fades out.
I love the jiggy jag crack through the family, and then they make the 2 pieces through the animation go, and they break it. Fracture family.
out of the kids, which one does Tom take? Like, if you're splitting the picture
Tommy.
in half.
I think he takes Tommy. You guys have been bonding so hard lately, dude. You are fracturing your family right now. I'm not going to say what it is, but something you've been sharing with me in private. You and your son have been bonding over something. He has been bonding with Tommy over something that's almost sacred, like it's a ceremonial ritual.
No, he now loves Little Smokies.
Yes.
He's addicted to him like I am with. No, it's every morning or every night he gets 5. It's like my Mountain Dew addiction.
Every night.
This kid is eating like 70 Smokies a week.
Secret Smokies.
He's just burning through Smokies, man. He's fueled by Smokies. 75 Smokies a week.
He's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, here's 5 Little Smokies.
And he keeps them in his pocket now. Tom walked in this morning, he had to put him in the
cold
fridge.
Smokies?
Yeah.
They like treats?
Yeah, like the sausages for dogs, except they're the Hillshire Farms Little Smokies. They're delicious.
I put him on a paper towel on the floor. I'm not an animal. But he loves it. And it actually, like, it goes to show you, like, when Crystal was like, I'm going to let them make their own decision, and then I screamed, like, well, they're going to be indoctrinated by being a vegetarian. They'll never go to turn to meat because they're going to think it's gross.
So I think what we learned here was Crystal was right.
Well, never say that.
I
almost just got fired.
He got real serious there. It was a different look at his. I just sent you a picture for you to see.
Anyway,
okay.
I'm not going to share it yet, but I'll just send you a picture proof of his son. His addiction to Little Smokies. He loves them so much.
Out of the kids, though, which one is would you say would become a vegetarian first, Tom?
Well, they both were vegetarian.
They both were, yeah.
But Tommy's now eating meat, or he likes ham and Little Smokies and some other stuff.
So he likes pork. He's a pork boy.
That's what Maisie is. Pork. She will not eat beef, and she'll eat chicken. She'll power through it, but she likes pork.
Is that considered a white meat, though?
It is.
Yeah.
It's the other white meat.
But Max is still dead set on he don't like it.
Is it more of a mommy alignment thing? Because I would have imagined that the Tommy weight would weigh heavier.
I have no idea. She honestly doesn't make it a stigma thing, so she didn't care. She's like, yeah, you can have them if you want.
No big deal. Eat it
up.
But
Max doesn't want to.
I like that.
And I could tell, like, their personality, Tommy would definitely, he's going to be sticking around the house longer. I feel like Max, as soon as he gets to age, and he's going to be off for an adventure.
Yeah, we're backpacking in Europe.
Yeah. Chasing whatever he's into.
Something I wanted to get your advice on before you guys, because I know that you guys were running or behind on the last one, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But
you're good.
I pissed off my producer Vulture the other day.
We know.
I had the technical issues. Wait, you do know?
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, he emailed me.
I was like, oh,
looking
man.
for
He emailed us looking for a job. No, he didn't. We don't know what you're talking about.
I don't pay him anything, so you guys can, but no, I never wanted to become that person, and I know that you guys have had, several people before you guys became what you are today that were just helping out. How do you put that balance in of trying to find that right person, but you can't be a dick because...
Oh, I like you're throwing shade on Vulture on our show. Oh, I like this.
You're trying
shade.
You're trying to keep him on his toes.
Yeah, I like that. You're like, how do you deal with it when you have an unreasonable, horrible producer who's a real dickhead?
That's not what I meant. Please don't do that.
Okay, well, we have a bad track record. I mean, we've lost 3 different people. I mean, I wouldn't say
3.
I wouldn't say we know what we're doing here.
What about your last guy? What was the last guy?
Travis quit. He quit.
Yeah, but didn't he didn't one of your guys see something horrible you guys said about him?
Don't talk about it. God damn it.
Try to pretend like it didn't happen.
Every time I talk to Tuttle, I'm like, what is he going to bring up? I know he's itching to bring up
anything. Is this bad for everyone? Should I stop doing this?
Yeah, I would actually prefer to go back to the drowning story from Shard and Randy, please.
No, but I'm just asking, why were you guys writing bad things about him?
Tuttle.
Because we felt bad things about him. Why else you
felt it in their core.
I wasn't writing it because I was having a good time. I don't enjoy it. At the time, I felt bad things. I wrote them to him, and he wrote them back to me because that's how we felt it was in our core.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Also, Tuttle, you can't complain about someone working for free. He's helping you out for nothing.
That's why I feel bad.
Well, okay, well,
You
you're
should
lucky.
feel bad.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you get what you get.
Like I was writing it down so everybody could see it. It's just like I could deny it if I just said it to somebody.
Also,
but you guys put it down in words, Tom.
Have you promised him once this whole thing takes off that you're gonna compensate him?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, you've lied to him.
Yeah,
said,
like Corolla did with his buddy.
Yeah, you got to give him the full Corolla. And then once you're big enough, you renege, and then he has no recourse.
Then you hire that famous lawyer and just sue.
And then you go full conservative and change everything.
But the thing is that he's been in the suck. Like he's been like he's gone out there and fought and maybe kill people.
What, Vulture?
Yes.
Well, then, I mean, like, he isn't going to murder you or anything. Like, I mean, like, what? Just because you're deciding you want to move on from Vulture?
No,
He's been around.
On. Don't say the word move on.
Well, you're the one questioning his loyalty to you and your brand.
I'm not questioning his loyalty. I'm saying, like, how do I make up? You guys are making it sound like I'm talking bad.
Well, you got to start paying him.
Huh?
I mean, you got to start paying him because he's looking at the stuff you bought, and he's like, "This guy can afford $1,000 equipment."
I mean, right here, I've got that microphone is $199. That's a $200 stand. The extension on there is another $40.
Look at that bed.
If you got, he's got a Roadcaster. That's $800
wow.
right there. $800 for the Roadcaster. I see.
And the Powerade over there. Powerade Blue.
That's a Cherry 7-Up. I see Cherry 7-Up. That's $3.
Yeah, vape. That's
vapor shades. I see some vapor shades. I see some
I saw
Levelord
vape pen.
Oh, vape. I see
that's
weed.
Medical marijuana.
I see a vape pen. I see hemorrhoid cream, herpes medication, a knife with blood all over it, some doo-doo panties.
My dad's one.
If you're not watching on Twitch, you're really missing this. Used condoms everywhere.
All right, Tuttle, we got to get out of here. Plug your podcast.
Yes, it's live every night, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8. You can catch it on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tuttle on the radio, youtube.com/Tuttle
on the radio.
You can go to facebook.com/Tuttle or twitter.com/Tuttle. I'm sorry, Tom, that it pains you so much that I threw in a couple of plugs there because you rolled your eyes like a little bitch.
He did roll his eyes like a little bitch. You did some bitch eye rolling.
You roll my eyes?
You did some bitch ass eye rolling. I saw it.
I was laughing.
Don't sell me out.
Sam and I saw
I was laughing at what Sam said.
I didn't say nothing.
Wait a minute. No, what the hell did Sam say?
I just repeated your Twitch channel so I could put it in the chat.
We laughed because it was
Tuttle on the radio.
Tuttle on the radio.
You might as well said, don't go
I'm
find.
not on the radio anymore, and I got everything that says Tuttle, Tuddle. I'm sorry, that's my backup plan.
Come see me over at Phonograph Jones.
I was just laughing because it shouldn't be Tuttle on Twitch. Twitch.
Tuttle on podcast, Tuttle on the pod, Tuttle online. Tuttle online. That's good.
Yeah.
You can use that.
Wait, I'm sorry, Drunky the Bear.
Yeah. Full anger.
You know what? I had an idea too.
He's gonna start cutting you.
We'll end with this.
I want to hear these ideas because you throw a lot of words out there, and guess what? Words mean nothing. Actions. That's why they say actions speak louder than words, Tom, and you're nothing but a bunch of words.
We have a sponsor.
He's being serious though. We have a sponsor.
Corey from All Pro Paintless Dent Removal is a big fan of Tuttle Talk.
He is a big fan of Tuttle Talk.
He's a big fan of Tuttle for whatever reason, and he loves Tuttle.
Anytime we mention you, he's down.
And he's been lobbying to try to get Tuttle on the Tuttle Talk back on the radio, and he was trying to bet me to see if I can pull some strings to get Tuttle Talk back on the radio. He loves it. He said it was his favorite show.
One of the greatest bits of all time.
And then I thought about it. And I was like, well, maybe
you still owe D-Rug and Jolly a radio show.
Which,
by the way, Jolly hits me up every other week about it.
He FaceTimed me yesterday.
I emailed Jack, and he never emailed me back.
Jolly literally FaceTimed me yesterday while I was giving my daughter a bath.
You know what it is? When you email someone, I do this all the time, and it's like a tester question, and I email something like so.
Hey.
So Jack emails me, and I email back the answer about some other business, and then I say, hey, by the way,
you guys like rap music?
I think this would be a funny bit if we got these guys on a radio show.
What do you think?
And then he emailed me back, but just answering my other question above. No mention of it.
He was reading.
Well, you could have missed it.
or he doesn't want to do it. He just doesn't want to mention it.
And then I was like, well, I don't want to push anymore.
I think he was reading fast. Jack has a lot on his plate.
But I think we can make Tuttle Talk happen.
D-Rug Tuttle show, oil and water kind of mixing together. It's kind of like a very delicious black and white cookie.
I can get a lot of people's shows. They got a lot of time overnight.
I can get a lot of shows. I have the best shows.
It should. I mean, there's a lot of time. No, I said it should.
He
should
does
be
that a lot.
easy.
You need to stop. Okay, we've had a lot of calls lately that
All
you've
right.
been doing a lot of should stopping where you go, it should. It should. It should. And you've been doing a lot of that. And then we get people that call and say, Big Rick called in last week and he's like, you got to stop him from saying it, man.
Sorry.
Like, everybody, like, you should.
I start a sentence and I stop mid-sentence. I'm going insane.
Yeah.
And I'm losing it.
You are.
You turn 40 and it's all downhill.
You turned 40.
Yeah. Like, it can only go on for another 10, 15 maybe. Or whatever. Anyway.
I tell you find yourself in a mental institution.
So how hard would it be to do Tuttle Talk from where, like, your new studio you have? Because now, because I don't think you even need an ISDN. They do it through online now,
Well, it depends
right?
on if you want to do it live.
No, I'm saying, it has to be live, Tuttle Talk.
Oh,
I could easily do it live, and I already pay for the extra, Spectrum upload thing. It's probably a big scam anyways, but I don't know. Anyways, what I'm trying to say, you're probably going to have to bleep that out. I'm sorry. But
that's fine.
what I'm trying to say, though, is I could easily do that. I can take live phone calls here now, too.
Live phone call. Okay, cool.
I'll email Jack and see because
But bury it in the bottom of the email.
Because there's a time that we're going to be off a week and we're pre-recording ACT for that whole week.
Yeah.
And I still get people telling me like, oh, I loved it when you played the podcast, like the local podcast for the second hour. And although we never asked and got in trouble for it.
We did get in trouble
I think
for that.
we can do it again.
We have to ask.
It's just a lot of organization and stuff. And then I started thinking, I was like, could Tuttle do Tuttle Talk the second hour and, do something
and
like that?
by the way, I've made up with everybody that could possibly be like, I'm good with everybody now.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, old Tuttle that used to just destroy every bridge?
Mm-hmm. We remember that guy. He was awesome.
He was awesome.
That guy was awesome.
I miss old Tuttle.
Yeah, I've been walking time bomb, man. That guy, everywhere he was going, it was to handle a grudge. I loved it.
There was just a line of burnt bridges behind him.
Oh, yeah, man. Sherman.
Yeah.
Marching.
I loved it.
All
It
right.
was kind of invigorating.
I'll send that email. I'll keep you posted.
Can you copy me on it so I know you're not just telling me something to tell me something?
Now, should we CC Vulture on that, or are you phasing him out?
No. Vulture, stop with the phasing out stuff. Vulture is always going to be here.
Okay.
Is your email still Tuttle on the radio at Hotmail?
Tuttle at gmail.com.
Oh, okay.
Tuttle on the radio at radio.forever.
No. Listen, guys, when I was married, my wife, if any knew hip hop or hip, cool, I almost said hip hop social medias, but hip social medias. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to look like
Keep going.
Yeah,
Power
through.
I'm powering through. My wife would get all the ones. So, the only ones to say Tuttle on the radio or TikTok, Tuttle on the radio, and Twitch.com or Twitch.
You're
Twitch.tv.
It's just like you. You guys.
God damn it.
You guys get on here and you yell at each other and you hate each other.
It's two old men yelling at each other.
It's the same person. He's like, I'm on the Switch. I'm on the. And then Tony, I'm on the Switch. I'm on the. You guys are both bumbling old idiots. You're exactly the same. The reason you both.
That's why they clash.
That's why they clash. The reson you stunted together is because you were the same person. You're both idiots.
I tend to get in arguments with people just like me. I don't get along with them. I don't know why it is.
I've been privy to riding in a car with you and your brother. They're fighting. You're punching him. He's punching you. Like that. There they go. They're doing it.
All right, Tuttle. We'll talk to you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's fine. It's fine. All right.
We'll talk to you next month.
Never again.
No, okay. See ya. All right.
Never again, he says. That guy is he's doing it right, man. He's doing it right. Building out his little podcast studio and everything.
Yeah. I hope it keeps going.
Yeah, you want to do, just to finish out this hour, would you like to do a couple of voicemail and email messages?
Yes.
Sam, if you could load up let's start with some emails, and then I'll get up our voicemail messages, because, man, came in this morning, there were like 40 new voicemails.
Wow.
And I think a lot of them have to do with people calling in about saving a life, which is
ironic.
Which is good.
Sublime and trash people.
Okay.
Tom, I was listening to the show. Oh my God, I've also been singing Santeria wrong for 20 years. Until listening to this show, I had 100% thought it was slap her dad around. I just checked with my wife, and she thought the same thing. You're not alone. Then he says, I noticed something that might determine if and at what level of trash person someone is. How do you throw away your garbage? For example, I have a middle upper class client that everything seemed to be bagged and tied before loaded into the trash can, guessing that is the standard. Example 2, extremely rich client who had full-time house staff. Trash is bagged and tied. Outside trash can is fitted with a yard bag, so essentially double bagging everything.
Okay.
Outside can is also washed out with soap once every few weeks by the house staff. Example 3. Poverty level. My mom, single raising 2 kids, would actually turn her trash service off to save money, then save and drive her trash to a nearby dumpster when we went places every couple of days. That's more poor than trash person. Also, trash was in Walmart bags, but still bagged and tied. Example 4, my house. I will just throw whatever fast food or construction work related trash into the outside can, no bag, but I contend it's mainly just paper, no food left, so no bag needed. My wife, however, will straight empty the inside can and bag into the outside one, dumping all matter of stuff directly in, food and all.
Wow.
Or dump out last week's leftovers directly into the outside can. I assume she's cutting down on bag usage?
Yeah.
It's
all
not
right.
like we are too poor to afford trash bags, though. Same with my son. He will empty a litter box directly into the outside can.
I will too, yeah.
Pretty sure our garbage guys hate us. That thing is a rolling Ebola factory.
That's exactly what I
Love
do.
the show. Just
I will put everything in the outside can. I'll put motor oil, batteries,
Oh my God.
cat litter. If I found a
it's
turd
horrible.
from Caesar, I'll put that in there. Dog turds, pee-pee pads.
Okay, I'm glad he brought this up because
I think I'm doing it wrong. Correct me, Tom.
No.
I put everything in there.
I'm just like you guys and this gentleman, and it's bad. And the garbage people do hate you.
Well, what are the rules then?
Put stuff in bags
Yeah,
because
it's supposed to be bags.
So what's the
It's not supposed
can
to be
for?
Loose items.
Yep, the cans to
hold the
hold the
bags.
bags. Yeah, and that's
Oh.
and here's the simple explanation: we're lazy pieces of S.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I too will this morning literally. The boys are getting in the car for school, and I'm taking out old smoothie cups
And just putting them in,
and then I'm holding a bunch of trash and LaCroix and smoothie cups and wrappers,
papers.
and then I run over to this where my trash cans are, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and then I just dump it in the smoothie, dumps out. It's a
I
liquid.
didn't know you were allowed to do that.
Yeah, no, well, it's not that you're not allowed.
It's frowned upon.
It's just the garbage men, when they empty the thing, it all drips out.
Oh, I
It's
don't.
like-
They're not allowed to do it by hand in orange.
oh, you got
Even with the arms, though, stuff will fly out the sides.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that's better because at least the robot is doing it. I have in my neighborhood, and I also got
you
a
still have humans? That's
yeah,
nice,
yeah.
man.
It's old school.
No,
That is
it's-
old school. I
it
like
means
that
they're
better. God,
poor.
that's like being downtown Main Street Disney.
It's Castleberry, and then all my trash cans are different. Like I got one metal one round
I love a
Rubbermaid
good
one.
metal trash can.
I've got 2 fancier ones with lids, but then I got a mishmash of other
Oh,
ones, and they're
man.
all out there and then
Falling over?
they're-
Oh, yeah.
And then like pour spaghetti in there. And then I'm like,
You are ghetto as hell.
And then I'm like, I'm sorry. And then
You're not sorry.
Here's the worst part. And this is almost every day, I say to myself when I'm either taking out the trash or whatever, I'm like, I gotta tip the trash people because I'm a horrible.
Just on a Tuesday you're gonna tip them? They're just gonna tape a $50 bill to the top of the cans?
I'm a horrible client of the garbage men because my trash is never organized and it's all mishmash loose and
You're
it's
not
too
gonna,
much.
I tip my guys every Christmas, man. I tip them out huge.
And I just think to myself, I gotta tip, and every day it haunts me. And I never
I will
do it.
remind you when it comes back
It doesn't
around.
matter. It doesn't matter.
When
I'm
it comes back
too bad at
around,
life.
I will remind you to do it.
But the problem is, I'm afraid of taping money to the top.
Especially in your neighborhood.
No.
It gets
Yeah,
stolen.
yeah.
No, you don't. You put the gift card in. What I did this year is I went to my refrigerator and my mini fridge in the house, and I got out 6 9 to 10-year-old Modelos that have been in there for forever, and I put them in a cardboard, just a leftover cardboard thing. I put them all in there, and then I put an old card that we had, and we wrote "Thank you for your service," and then we put the money in there and stuck it in there.
Yeah, but in the back of your neighborhood, it's mostly neighbors and stuff.
Yeah.
I got people driving by just
Circling,
slow.
looking for copper.
Yeah.
Looking for copper. Where's the metal?
So I need to plan it.
There's a couch. Stop.
Anyway, I'm just a horrible person.
Mm-hmm.
So is this person emailed? So is Daniel. So are most of you. Goodbye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got Canadian Josh on the line.
Do we do his thing anymore?
Canada, home of George St. Pierre.
Oh, look what he did here. He put up Drunky the Bear during
Wow. Disrespectful.
Well, now I'm going to talk about it. I was literally like, should I talk about this thing? Me and Josh were talking about?
Mexico. There you go. There's the infamous Canadian Josh intro.
Is this bit sponsored yet, Josh? Did the business?
Okay, hold on. Let me.
That was actually going to be my first order of business because in true Tom and Dan fashion, I think we should handle business on the air. So for listeners who don't know, Tom and I were discussing offline potential sponsor. Yes. I mentioned it last month. It's a discount airline here in Canada called Flair Air. Really small fleet. They've only got 12 planes, 12 new planes, it should be noted.
Nice.
And they're doing all of their advertising exclusively, it seems, on social media, primarily Instagram and TikTok. So then they started flying into Florida, into Sanford, Florida from Halifax. So I thought, you know what, these guys are kind of marketing towards younger millennials. So I've been trying to reach out to them, and that's why I wanted to discuss with you, Tom. Because it turns out that part of the business model of a low-cost airline is that you can never talk to a human being. I was online with the chat. I got bots, and I was asking them, and they were like, reservation number, please. Reservation number, please. No phone number. Emails would go out. 2 days later, they get kicked back. I even went so far when I was at the airport in Vancouver a couple days ago to try to find an agent and try to get a contact number. So we're dead in the water, Tom. I can't get a hold of a human being at Flair Airlines yet. What
Social media. Okay, well, we got to hit him on the socials.
Well, Daniel's right. Now,
you go Twitter to Southwest. I got so much free stuff from Southwest just by complaining. About this is another delay. Unbelievable. And they'll be like, here's some free miles. Like, they love it.
And most likely because every business has been forced to get someone to do their social media. And so usually they hire someone if they're a big enough corporation, or their wife or daughter does it or whatever.
Mrs. Flair is on the Twitter.
So I bet if we tweeted at them or at them on any other
it's twatted.
social media that we'd get their attention. Here's the problem, Josh.
It's twatted.
Your idea is good. But the problem is you're dealing with a bigger corporation or company, and they will never do what's good for them.
Right, exactly. And I mean, I wasn't going to shoot for the stars or anything. I mean, I would be happy with, hey, fly me down next month to do my bit in studio, or just a promo code, just something to get T&D Media on their radar. I mean,
I would be surprised if they were up for anything like this.
You never know. If they're a young company, young upstart owned by one UCF's Jack Sweeney, known in the aeronautical industry, you know what I mean? Like, I could see it. It was the premise for the television show Wings.
Also, if you're like, I could fly to Canada and back in Sanford in my
backyard,
that seems kind of fun.
I would do it. Never been to Canada. Totally want to go.
So it makes sense.
I'll do the ad for him right now. Flair will cut the deal. Let's do what Cordell Patterson did for the Atlanta Falcons. Let's print it on our shoes.
The
cut the check, Mr. Blank.
The problem is, Josh, here is what I deal with all the time. I present a deal that's too good to be true for companies, and then they're like, nah. And they never talk to me again. They're like, I give them too much. Yep. They're like,
our problem is we work too hard.
They're like,
that's our greatest weakness.
They're like, hold on, I just got to pay for a plane ticket, maybe a couple $100 every month for this guy's bit or whatever it is. Like they're like, it's too good to be true.
They could very easily start with one ticket every 6 months for you to come here and do it live, and an introductory $500 a month.
Yeah. That's cheap. That's cheap.
Nothing.
That's
nothing
cheap from marketing. I mean, there is no other marketing cheaper that they could do.
And on that return, I will guarantee them within the first month, I will guarantee them at least 50 of our listeners will fly and say that they flew on their airline. 50. I'll guarantee 50.
Yeah.
That's my guarantee.
Yeah.
I think I'm underselling us even at that.
We could fly to Canada just for.
I'll fly there 50 times to make it work. You know what I mean? Like you got to do it. But you got to do what you got to do.
The problem is too good to be true. Like people just don't believe it, and no matter how much we look at, and then we'll look at our other sponsors. They'll tell you how well it works, and nah. That's just true.
We'll tell, and then they're like, "We'll tell you."
And the bigger the company, the worse it gets. Up until you get to, it's so big that you're just dealing with a marketing agency that has a employee that works for the marketing agency that doesn't give a damn about whatever the hell works.
Yeah. And good luck getting paid too. That's going to be 120, 180 weeks out.
They hate their job. They hate you. Please don't. All they want to do is less work. And
well,
you're giving them more
sometimes it gets
work.
worse than hate because they don't even know you're there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hate would mean they even know that they're supposed to pay you or interact with you as a client.
Yeah, what do they care about getting their client more business? Like, all they want to do is the bare minimum, go home and drink.
I just want to go home, medical marijuana myself.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway.
Well, I'm not going to give up on it, but I think it has some legs, especially because they're not advertising in Central Florida at all, and you guys are so well entrenched in Sandford. You guys can fly round trip to Halifax for like $200, maybe even not even $200.
We've given them freebies.
It makes too much sense
right now. We're giving them freebies right now. We have a correspondent in their land.
Yeah.
We want to go there. It could be we could plan a group trip using their airline to get there. I mean, there's so many things we could do with this, but it makes too much sense.
And if it works too well, never gonna work.
Yeah. In fact, it would work so well that they would actually make money off of. And we're small, right? We're little, but we can make the money. But no. It won't work.
For a couple plane tickets, $500 a month. That'd be we're willing to nothing.
No,
never work.
They'll never try it.
I'll bet a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
I'll bet you, Josh. You'll never be able to.
I'll bet you can never do it. No.
Okay, challenge accepted. Challenge accepted.
All right, what's going on in Canada now, man?
Well, it's snowing and 25 degrees. Nothing new there. There's lots of stuff going in Canada, but too political. We definitely don't want to get into it.
Yeah, you guys and your goddamn 18-wheelers. Jesus Christ. You know what?
Crazy.
Enough is enough.
I've got another Canadian friend that has an actual friend of his staying with him that is from Canada and is a trucker from Canada. And then he's like, hey, do you want to talk to this guy about the trucking situation in Canada? He knows all about it. And then I'm like, I don't know anything about it. And then I looked for 1 second. I'm like, no, thank you. Because it is mask and COVID crazy. And I'm like, no one's going to agree with nothing. And it's just going to make everybody mad.
So, we'll
talk about that. Then afterwards, we'll get into pit bulls and Planned Parenthood.
No, pit bulls don't make anybody mad anymore. It's all mask, COVID, then any... now
you get shamed.
Mention Brandon.
If you hate on pit bulls.
Yeah.
That's a sweet red nose you got there, boy.
Yeah. People are defending pit bulls.
Yeah. They've always been good.
How dare you?
It just took us a pandemic to realize it, but these masks. And they everybody get madder and madder, and I'm like, I don't want to be mad. I just want my true leave.
So let's talk Ukraine.
Let's get it. Let's
Oh
you know what's
my
going
God.
on. Specifically, Ukrainian abortions. Where do you stand?
Sorry.
I like the memes of apparently every Ukrainian bikini model is fighting for their country now, and I see the memes about it. It's like, look at this.
Then I look at my wife, I'm like, what do you do? Like, look at you and look at what you do.
And I'm like, she is certified. Do you hold whatever the submachine gun
You
she's
would
holding?
never fire that. I told my wife, you would never shoot that gun with your ass in a thong.
I'm like, I know some Instagram models, and they can't even take their own pictures. So you need a creepy fat guy.
I don't know how to log into my OnlyFans again.
Every bikini model on Instagram needs a creepy fat guy to take pictures of them, and they can fight with a machine gun?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Josh. What do you want to talk
the
about?
creepy fat guy ain't going to do it.
I know.
He can't do nothing.
Too fat. Anyway.
I wanted to share something personal with you guys, and it kind of ties into gambling as well, Tom, because you just bet me on something. I have decided that, I needed to lose some weight, and I just needed something to kick me in. So based on you guys talking about it on a few episodes, I have opted into the Healthy Wage Challenge.
What is that?
Oh, that's that website
Where
with the Healthy Wage. We talked about
wager on whether or not you're going to lose weight.
But see,
I don't know how much I bet.
We throw
what'd you throw in?
But hold on, before you say, we throw around a lot of jokes, and I just want you to know that I do not think you in any way need to alter your body. I'm all about you getting more confidence, but I would hope to think that Tom hasn't bullied you by calling you our Canadian fat correspondent.
No, I didn't never say that.
He does that all
He's a normal Canadian dad.
You called him big fat Canadian
I didn't.
a couple times.
Yeah, you're not even. He's like every normal
You
dad.
called him Justin Jumbo a few times.
Like my
But yeah, I thought the same thing. I mean, I knew I needed to lose some weight, and then I did something I hadn't done a couple years, and I jumped on the scale, and whoo, buddy,
Don't get on the scale.
Yeah.
It's probably worse for you, Josh, because it's been cold in Canada, so you're rarely out with your shirt off.
Right?
Yeah, so you're bundling up, and it's hard to tell how fat you're getting until you stand
Get in the shower.
And when I don't know about you, Josh, but when it's cold, I like to eat.
Warm me up, warm the belly.
Summer, your metabolism goes down, probably like any other animal.
But I enjoy it. Like when it's cold, I'm like, my wife will be like, if it's cold weather, like, what do you want for dinner? I'll be like 9 bowls of chili and all the bread. I want all the food in me.
Yeah.
Well, my wife kind of actually inspired me too. Not only you guys, and it was during one of the second round playoffs when Kansas City was playing, and I was talking about Patrick Mahomes. I say, man, that guy's a beast. I love that guy. And she said, I think Patrick Mahomes is too fat to be in football. So I'm
wow,
like,
he is a little dumpy.
I'm like,
he's got a dumpy ass.
He does.
You know what? I'm with her.
That's a muscle ass.
Yeah, I'm with her.
He's not fat at all.
He's a little bit.
Damn,
he's
harsh.
a little sloppy for a quarterback.
This is Josh's harsh.
Well, so is Tom Brady. He's
but Tom Brady's 105 years old. Patrick Mahomes, for his age in the NFL, is not Mike Vick at his age in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's
not
he
different
chunky?
body style.
Maybe he is. I don't know.
He's a little.
He's fit as hell.
I don't
Muscular.
think so. No.
He's not ripped.
But the way he walks, he's got a bulldog ass. A little bit of a bulldog ass. I'm with Mrs. Canadian Josh. I'm with Mrs. Josh.
So yeah, anyway, I threw in $600. I bet $600 on myself to lose 60 pounds in 6 months, and the payout will be $1,243. So I can stand to win $643 if I've lost 60 pounds in 6 months.
60 in 6 months sounds like
10 a month.
Yeah. I'll bet against that.
That's a lot, man.
Can I throw in money on this?
Sure.
Now, how
Let's
long?
do it. It's recorded.
How do you prove?
I got $100 that you'll not lose 60. Now here, okay.
How do you prove it?
Listen, because I know about cheating the system. I've done this with the healthy trim challenge or whatever. Like, it doesn't count. Like, you're 20 pounds away the last day, and then you all of a sudden you're running with garbage bags and you sweat out 20 pounds. You start drinking distilled water and putting stuff in your armpits to sweat out. Because you could lose 20 pounds of water. I need.
You put that Abilene or whatever on you that opens your pores and you sweat it out. Your pores get as big as your eyeballs.
You need to lose 60 pounds of fat, which in 6 months is.
Do you have 60 pounds to lose?
Well, I see, Sam. I didn't think so, but I came in at 253, so I got to be down to 193.
How tall are you?
6 feet. And according to the scale, 6 feet tall. I think it's even less than that. I think it's like
I'm just saying.
You do not
That's
weigh
how I feel.
250 pounds.
He's 6 foot.
According
Canadian.
to multiple scales, including a physician scale in the clinic I work in, I do indeed.
You're big.
Interesting.
You're
big boned.
Yeah, you're
secret big.
You're a big Canadian dad.
Yeah.
6 foot. 250 is not that hard.
Why are you trying to make yourself look like a little California dad instead of a big?
I don't know if I'm going to be the poster boy for Flair Airlines.
That's true. That's true. If you're going to be Flair in the air,
so
you
Josh,
gotta look good.
How does this? When you signed
prove
up?
it?
Like, so do you have to put the money? You have to pay it forward, right? And they hold it.
Correct.
And then how do you prove to them you did this? Because
it starts off much like Pornhub amateur models have to do. You have to do a verification video. So you take a video, you go basically down to like underwear and t-shirt, show yourself. You have to do a 360 because obviously they've got to make sure that you're not like wearing weight or anything like that.
Oh my!
And then without cutting away, the camera has to show you, and then someone has to record it for you.
What if you have a birthmark on your genitals like Michael Jackson?
And then it goes to the scale, and then it gets submitted to them, and then they verify the video.
Yep, he's fat. All right, you're in.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and then,
when are you going to post this video to the BDM group?
Oh, Sam.
I will show it to Tom if he wants to bet the money, like just to prove.
Oh, you want to piggyback on top of this? You want to put a $600 in?
no, not too much. I'm down for 100.
Well, you were confident that he's not going to do it.
Yeah, but I don't. But just to spite me, Josh will. I think he's at the fortitude to like do whatever.
I don't want
it
him
takes.
risking his life. He has a family, a wife. Patrick Mahomes is counting on you.
So, if you don't do it, did they just keep the 600? Or do you get anything?
Wow, you get nothing. They don't even give you a hat that says I lost the bet on stupidbets.com.
How do they pick 60 pounds? Probably because that's the hardest.
It's a scale, yeah. They have an algorithm, and you can kind of tweak it. You can say, okay, I'm starting at this. I want to lose this much. So then you tweak the amount of weight, and you tweak the timeline.
Josh.
And so you...
That's gonna be hard as hell.
You made a horrible bet for even money. Like you should be. It should be plus 250 at least.
Let me ask you this: is it a horrible bet if he loses 50 pounds and he feels great and then it's just him investing $600 into a program that motivates him enough to lose the weight?
Yeah, that's
how you have to look at it.
Well, that's what the website says.
You have to.
We're doing a good
go
job,
crazy.
but you're stealing people's money because you're giving them impossible tasks with horrible odds. Because to lose 60 pounds in 6 months, you should be getting plus 350 odds on that because that's how hard it is. So you should put in 600 to win, nearly 3,000 or whatever. It's like even money bet 60 pounds is too hard. I think it's way too hard. So
3,000 is what we're gonna do, Tom. You're gonna pay? Is that what I'm hearing now? Those odds?
I'm telling you what the website should give you.
Right.
Like I like the website's odds, even money if I'm on this side of it.
Have we seen anybody that's confirmed that they've won this? I mean, of course they're gonna have people on their websites.
Yeah, they have the testimonials.
And stuff like that. Now,
can you opt for less weight, or is it has to
absolutely. Yeah, you can tweak all the numbers. This much weight over
Can we
this
go?
much
Let's
time.
tweak it for you. I think you should lose 3 pounds, 5 pounds. 5 pounds.
Can you go for 20? Because I think you could.
I could have, yeah, but it would pay way less, right?
Yeah, you want to get a sizable payout. And you also want your kidneys to shut down.
So what are you doing, Josh? I mean, the time's a ticking now.
When would you start up?
Yeah, it's already started. So I'm not doing anything crazy. Just.
Well, you got to do something.
You're gonna have to go.
60 pounds is a lot.
Once I'm down 17 pounds in 3 weeks.
Hey,
so and that's going at about
Most
2
of it's
plus
water.
a week. And that's nothing crazy. I guess the only crazy thing would be the intermittent fasting, which is just a 16-hour fast. So I only eat between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., stay around 2,000 calories or so, and then just upping strength training and doing high-intensity interval training as opposed to cardio.
Nice.
And that's working so far. But like you said, once I get within striking distance, I know I'll have the garbage bags on. I'll be drinking distilled water just to
You have to do some enemas.
Sure, yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're doing the right things. It's just never going to last. So we're making
it official. You got $100 on me losing.
Yes, 60 pounds, but I'm not going to fall for the water weight. The last 20 is you sweating. What
do you mean? Look, no, you don't get to quantify that. If he loses 60
pounds,
scale to scale.
20 pounds of water weight
doesn't matter.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
there's no achievement.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter to the website either. If he gets 60 pounds to 60 pounds to the website. If he has that picture, the verification video, and he holds it, I mean, he could gain a pound 30 seconds later. Still counts.
All right, I'll put 100 on it.
Mark the time and date. We got it. Hey, I got a question for you guys, just to switch gears here. Do you guys play the lottery? I know you like gambling, Tom, but do you guys buy tickets, play lottery?
I have started playing the lottery, because I see all these ladies do it at my 7-Eleven, and it looks like fun. And I chat them up because I'm a chirper, and they chirp back to me because they're lottery chirpers, and they're pulling me into their web. And I think I'm going to start playing. I think I'm going to get the little folder and hold my numbers in it, too.
I can't play it because it's throwing away money.
Yeah,
and there's no chance of winning.
So in Canada, you guys may or may not know, or maybe your listeners don't know, in Canada, though, we have a huge advantage. I don't know if it changes the odds for you there, Tom, or change your mind if you're up here. But in Canada, the government does not tax lottery winnings. If you win $1 million on a scratch-off or on lottery picks, you keep $1 million, as opposed to the U.S., gosh, the taxes vary state to state, but
40%.
You lose 65% or something like that. You keep 40. Do you know? I'm not sure what the exact numbers are.
Immediately federal taxes taking 40%, and then if you have state tax on top of that, California, New York, whatever city, is even more. So now,
Do you guys?
I see the scam in Canada because Canada's like, well, tax the hell out of everybody all the time, and then if you win the lottery, no tax. Even though they only have to do that for one person every what? 10 million people. Like, how often does someone win the lottery? It's so little. Like, and they're taxing the hell out of everybody else.
Well, they would do weekly drawings just like we do here?
Yeah, they do weekly or bi-weekly. And yeah, so the philosophy that the Canadian government adopts as far as lottery winnings is they basically treat the sale of the tickets as an advance taxed. So only about 50% of the money collected in ticket sales is returned to the buyers. And so the commission's paid to the commission that's paid to the agent that sells it, that's only about 10%. So provincial government gets to keep 40% of the money anyway. Federal government seems fine with that. The provinces get the money, and the federal government doesn't get a share just because they look like so much lottery sales, over half of which goes back to the government anyway. You're paying an advance tax. Just from the United States here, I had an article that shows that, about 65% of each lottery ticket winds up in the hands of the state and federal governments in the U.S. Before the winner receives any money in the United States, apparently the IRS automatically takes 24% of the winnings. Then the rest of the winnings, they got to file it when they do their tax returns. A couple cool things I found. You guys, you're good in Florida, obviously, because you don't have a state tax on individual income. There is like New York, you'll pay the most amount if you won the lottery in New York. And while I was looking into this, funny enough, I found there's a bunch of states, 6 states actually in the United States that don't have a lottery: Alabama, Alaska, Hawaii, Mississippi, Nevada.
Well, the
and
Alabama
Utah.
lottery is just leaving Alabama. I've heard that.
It's curious to me why they don't have a lottery. You'd think it would be prime lottery.
Alabama and Mississippi, yeah, that one.
Mississippi has gambling and stuff too, which is weird.
They got a lot of stuff in Mississippi.
Josh,
wait a second. I said Nevada. That was on the list. How could that?
So, Josh,
how could Nevada not pay on the lottery?
I know.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's interesting.
Let me ask you this: do you guys have like huge Powerball drawings? Like where it gets to the point where you're like, oh my God, it's 890 million. Someone's gonna win. Like,
not that high. It's called Lotto Max, and that'll get up into like the hundreds of millions. Usually, I haven't seen it past like.
I wonder if it would
million.
still work the same if they made the prize that. Okay, so do all the math pre-ticket buy. So instead of a Florida lottery billboard saying, this week's grand prize is $14 million. If it just said this week's grand prize is $850,000, if the same amount of people would buy in knowing that that's a guaranteed $850 instead of a guaranteed $14, you know what I mean? Like,
no, the number tricks dumb poor people.
Yeah,
because it tricks me. I see it, and I'm
I instantly
800 million to go play.
I start trying to do the numbers. I'm like, what is that? Is that 300 million, 200 million? What am I really getting? 100 mil?
And now when it's 30 million, I drive by. I'm like, too little. Because I'm dumb and poor.
Standard dumb person. Yeah, I like it.
Like as if 30 million is not good enough for me to waste my dollar.
I've always hated those type of like the changes, where they'll say like, or companies that like, for instance, have a product and they'll be like a premium, let's say like it's microblading for your eyebrows, right? And they're like, oh, we have this amazing technique that we have, and oh man, it's expensive. For your one treatment, it's like $1,000, but we're running a deal right now where you get this week only 75% off. I'm like, well, just make it what it's supposed to be all the time, and don't do the big like 90% off sale, because that's telling me that's a big red flag of like, you're upcharging this all the time. Laser hair removal is the one I'm talking about.
But most people don't put two and two together. There's like 90% off deal.
Yeah, but I just go, well, that's a dumb number. It's like being overtaxed, or when you get money back from the government. It's like, well,
that's what you paid. Yeah, I know.
Paid that in, you idiot.
Listen, you are thinking too much about it. Don't think.
All right.
Well, I've learned that I am a terrible gambler, Tom, because I'm doing this healthy wage bet and I play the lottery.
That is both a horrible gamble, Josh.
I like it.
So, what else is going on in Canada? Anything?
Okay, I want to talk audio and podcasting here for a bit. First, before we get into it, Dan, do you pronounce the audio manufacturer Behringer or Behringer?
I say Behringer.
I say Behringer as well. Okay, the reason I bring that up is I have some podcasting equipment that I need to get rid of, and apparently people in Central Florida do like to do podcasts. I think you get about 80,000 of them there.
We do.
So I got 3 Behringer mics. I'm not trying to sell these. I'm just trying to,
you're doing Swap Shop on our show now.
Right.
Welcome back to Swap Shop
We
on
approve.
TKS. We've got Josh from Canada calling in. What do you have to sell on Swap Shop this morning?
3 Behringer mics, an SM58, a Behringer mixing boards, cords, accessories, and stuff like that. Just if somebody wants to pay the
Is
shipping.
that left over from Little
Cheese.
Cheese's
Little
podcast?
Cheese.
God
Never
damn it, Little
forget.
Cheese.
Hold on, Josh. I may buy
Stop
that from
this
you.
podcast.
I need a setup on my house for the next time I
here you
get
go, buddy.
Corona.
It's a decent little board. Dan, I don't know. What do you think? Behringer 4-channel board. It's not bad.
It's not bad at all, no.
Entry
A
level.
lot of buttons.
It's like $70. I'll be
Yeah.
like, it's like $70 all day long. Oh, we got a Behringer here with a switch on it. That's $35 all day long. Got another Behringer. That's $25. Got a scratch on it right there. We got an SM58. I can get $80, $75, $80 all day long used.
So
So hit me up on Twitch, Canadian Josh 159, if everybody wants to reach out to me.
You got it.
so
I
you
was going to say go through Sam, but I'm tired of making Sam be my middle person for all my schemes.
so Josh, you're
I'm used to it here.
She is.
everybody's middle person for schemes.
She hates it. She hates it.
So
Confirmed.
your son quit his Twitch broadcast.
Yeah, he's all about hockey now, man. He's hockey. Like I mentioned, he's got to do a
Nice.
higher level. So
Little puck.
and kids, they get the
Little
attention of a
puck.
goldfish.
See, that's why I don't get my sons into anything because I know
Yeah,
eventually
that's it.
because they're
Yeah.
gonna quit, and then I know just why start. If you're gonna quit, for sure.
I like that.
that's my new motto.
but
why start?
Are you happy that he shifted from maybe something a little more sedentary and digital to something that forces
Yes.
him to get it? Yeah, I figured you'd be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? What about? Did you guys say when Tuttle was on? Does he get a new setup? I haven't talked to Tuttle.
Yeah, he
for a
did.
while.
He
I know
got a
he's got some voiceover
roadcaster
stuff.
Yeah, he's got a roadcaster, and he's got all those Rode, the broadcast
Yeah, it sounds good.
microphones.
He was on earlier today, and
Yeah, it's basically
good.
this microphone. This we have Shure SM7Bs here that you need. You need passive. You need some power to push these, and these Rode mics sound basically the same without the need for phantom power, which is really nice.
Hey, do we have time to get into one more thing? Or
yeah,
you guys,
yeah, you got time.
Okay, your camping stories, by the way, Tom, you carrying the portable toilet, that was beautiful. Camping is miserable. I do not like it, but I want to introduce a new level of hell in camping that we do in Canada, and it's called winter camping. That is a thing, and I have done it multiple times. I have slept outside in temperatures as cold as 10 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
in a tent.
I hated it
In
50
a
degrees.
tent.
It was 50, 42, maybe 53.
it got
something.
to 47.
Well, I hated it. Whatever it was too cold.
So what is the? Is it kind of like the whole thing about is how tough you are, like going through sleeping outside in the extreme cold? Like that's what it's about because it can't be enjoyable, right?
No, it's not enjoyable at all. It's just pure survival. I mean, look at it. They camp on Everest, so they're specialized tents that are more wind resistant, and the sleeping bags you have to get. They're like unbelievably expensive, and they're rated to a certain temperature, which I thought was funny. You guys have Florida rated sleeping bags to keep you cool, but up here you can get Arctic sleeping bags, and they're good for up to like minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, you build your fire in the snow, and just try to stay warm and stay alive. And it's just like, when is it time to go to bed so I can get into my NASA space suit and do it all over again tomorrow?
Have you brought your kids?
Winter
anything?
camping.
Yeah. Have they?
Negative. I did this as a young man when I was a young Canadian Josh Boy Scout. It was a thing, and it was like you said, you get the badges, and then the badges go by temperature too. So the colder the temperature, the more of a badass you were in the Boy Scouts.
That's pretty cool. We don't have anything like that. Like we don't have any patches like heat stroke 5 times. We should though.
Can you use a tent heater because they make those? With the propane tank.
I have a catalytic one. The one that it's very dangerous.
We didn't have tent heaters. The most we did was get those automatic activated heat packs. So you always make sure you had a good stash of those, and you would, you put them down in the sleeping bag, and the sleeping bag goes right up over your head and has a drawstring like a hoodie.
I have
and
that
you got to pull
kind.
it tight, and so it's funny. You have this one little bit of exposed skin, usually your nose and your mouth, to breathe through, and then you'll roll over, and then your ears exposed, and then that starts going numb. So you roll over, so this side of your head can start going numb, and that's your night. And it's pretty miserable.
It's definitely a young man's game because I've got a pee-pee too many times throughout the night. Then there's no way I'm going out in
Just out the vent, man.
Wear a diaper.
You just got hanging out the vent.
I don't like the aspect or like the idea of
sitting in your own pee-pee.
Yeah. Something.
What about like a jug? In the tent, you pee in the jug.
I would, I guess.
I don't see anything wrong with that. If it's cold outside and you don't want to go outside, I have no problem with a jug. You pee in it, put the top on it, set it in the corner.
Make sure there's a lid,
Yeah, and put it away in the morning.
I don't like jugs of urine around where I'm like.
It's there, it's dark out. You put it in the corner.
Yeah, but like I would think about it while I'm sleeping. Like, there's a jug of my own urine.
Oh, you'll be haunted.
Put it right outside the tent then.
Oh, that's true. That'll freeze it into a urine block.
Yeah,
that's fine. Then throw it in the fire.
Yeah.
Float down the river.
People like peeing in bottles, I've learned, as a paramedic on more than one occasion. And not only in, like, the poor part of town. I've gone into some really nice houses with pee jugs beside their bed.
It's hard for me to do that because I'm width, not length. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, very hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to fit a tuna can inside a thimble. You know?
All right, Josh, anything to plug today?
That's it. That's all. Hit me up, Canadian Josh 159 if you're interested in that podcast.
Flare Air. If you're listening.
Yes, Canadian Josh segment is brought to you by Flair Airlines. Go to flyflairair.com and tell them Canadian Josh sent you.
Yeah, go to flyflairair.com. Tell them cut the check. We're ready to do it. If you're ready, we're at the table, ready to do business.
Oh, I got an idea. Let's just start saying it and see how long we can go. Yeah. Before anybody says anything, just say it's sponsored, but say the whole thing.
Sponsored by Flair Air, which reminds you to get up in the sky. Woo! It's a good time up there.
All right, Josh, we'll talk to you later.
All right, guy. Very good.
All right.
See ya.
Oh, he gave us the very good. I like it.
Canadian, very good.
Very good, eh?
You're getting a little too comfortable. Huh?
He is a little too comfortable.
Scare him a little bit in some way.
Yeah, we need to slap his pee-pee down a little bit. He's a little too. Every guest that we've had this week, every cast of character, I don't know what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody that's in our true cast of characters a little too big for their britches this week. I'm feeling, including you, a little bit, including you, Sam.
I'm just trying to be the middleman.
I call it like I say, and you a little bit too, Tom. I felt that you are a little. You were swinging your ding dong around.
My britches are big.
Too big. Need a belt.
You know what's funny is as I was saying that to Sam, as I was looking into her eyes, I realized I don't really know what's going on in our own company. I was looking into her eyes and I'm like, she knows all. I know nothing.
I'm crunching the numbers now. I'm getting scared.
Okay, I have a problem. This is like my 100th.
Well, you bought a 12-pack.
I did. The Mountain Dew Spark and the Pepsi Man.
I put it on top and then it crushed.
I drank them all. The Pepsi Man called in. Here, let me get his voicemail. My Pepsi Man called in.
Pepsi,
dude. They know me now, and they're happy that I think they're happy that I'm a Pepsi boy now.
Can we get Pepsi to sponsor us? They got some monies.
I mean, they should, right? I would.
I
gotta find it.
But we drink nothing but Diet Coke here. Besides,
I'll start drinking whatever they pay us to do.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I'll be a shill for anything.
No, I can't. I may not have saved it. I'm sorry. But my Pepsi Man called in, and he saw me this morning. That's how quickly he called in. I ran in. They're redoing all the shelves, and the Spark had been taken off. So there's nothing in the coolers. And I'm like, oh, God. And I looked at my ladies at 7-Eleven, and I go, this might be the first day I've ever had to skip you guys. I'm going to have to go down the road. They're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? We'll find it. They were like, what do you need? What do you need? Yeah, they did. This is why I go to 7-Eleven. This is why I'm 7-Eleven for life. I even said that, and they cheered. And I said I need 2 of my pink ladies, 2 of those Mountain Dew Zero. They're called Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Spark. It's raspberry lemonade Mountain Dew, and I call them pink ladies because when you pour them in a glass, they're light pink. They're like they look like the cherry blossoms in Washington D.C. And that's exactly what they look like. And the Pepsi Man said, "I got you, Dan," and he pulls out 2 ice cold zeros and he hands them to you, and he goes, "Hey, what are you thinking about the Spark? You like it better than the Major Melons?" And I said, I do like it better than Major Melons because watermelon, you can only take so much of it, right?
Yeah.
But raspberry lemonade, you can get a little more mileage out of it.
It's trashy, bro.
It's real trashy. It's really trashy.
You can't tell people you drink that as a man.
I'm leaning into it. Why not? You know, like people drink trashy stuff all the time, and they lean into it.
You got to drink water, iced tea,
the most
and beer.
popular hat right now are people wearing hats that say "Show me that beehole." And you're thinking I'm trashy? I'm like, those beehole hats are the hottest thing going, and I can't drink my pink ladies, my delicious raspberry Spark.
Can we talk about the I Eat A car people and truck people?
Yeah, they're in the same category as the Show Me the BH.
Why? They're just trolling, right? But they don't understand this, like,
It's like, look at me. I'm making you uncomfortable. Ha ha, beehole. That's what it is.
Yeah. But do they understand, like, that's kind of a beehole move to do, like when people are just minding their own business, driving with their kids or whatever.
Here's the problem I have with it. I don't really have a problem with it. Freedom of speech, do whatever you want. Yeah. But I do have to explain to Maisie when she's like, why is that guy got beehole written on his hat or written on his shirt?
Or I eat a big, like, it's not even like a tiny bumper sticker. It's like across their back windshield. And I understand they're trying to make a statement about freedom of speech and, like, I could put whatever I want. It's my car, America. It's just like common courtesy.
I mean, we've seen the shocker stickers for the past 20 years.
But you got to know the lingo for that. Yeah, that's not the word. Like, if my daughter sees that, she's like, is that the devil horns that you make when you're doing metal, Daddy? I'm like, yes, it is, baby.
Of course, that's easy to explain, and then also it could be a lot of different things. Like, we know what it is, but it's not as egregious or in your face like the giant block letter I eat.
The chat room is kind of coming at us, bro, a little bit, saying that we should say the actual word instead of saying beehole. And you know what? Beehole sounds worse, so I'm going to stick with beehole.
Yeah.
And by the way, the other one, you're really not supposed to say that. They don't like you being titillating. So I'm going to land and stick with beehole because it sounds way worse.
You also know what we're talking about. Anyway, it's fine. I don't care.
Has Tommy ever asked about it?
No, because usually the big block letter car, I see it drive around along with all the time. And that guy, my sons haven't seen it. They don't pay attention to anything like their old man. So.
What about the John Morgan billboards?
What is that?
The size matters. My daughter asked about that.
Oh, no.
She asked, size matters, and then she goes, what does that mean? And I was like, hi, you want a large law firm, baby.
But again, you could explain that. I guess you could explain the I eat a to my sons, like, oh, he's just joking around about, like
eat my shorts, kind of like Bart Simpson says,
But still, it's like,
I like that you tied it
into the Simpsons, man.
They're very good, Sam.
And I don't
naturally pretty good at this momming thing, even though you're anti-kid. You're pretty darn good at it. Not bad.
And I don't really care, but just
I know
come on, bro.
I know
what are you doing?
I don't either.
In
In fact, I'm in a weird position because I actually appreciate the fact that we live in a country where you can write stuff like anything really you want to write on your car. For the most part, you can. That's pretty cool, right? Like, it's your vehicle. You can write whatever you want to. You get this wonderful religious freedom and all these wonderful things that we have, right? It's just, to me, I kind of look at it and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that with my daughter. I don't really care, but it's
trashy, and you look ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all are creeping in the dumb old man.
Well, I would argue, the only reason I would argue against creeping in a dumb old man is because do young kids look at that and go like, that's pretty awesome?
Teenagers do.
Do they?
Yeah, they think it's funny.
Well, yeah, because you're kind of trolling everybody, and then and really it's a statement more against the government or like society in general. Like, unless I was when I was a younger kid, I was saying like anarchy, whatever.
Well,
who cares?
It's the same thing. This is just their version of it.
Yeah, but the anarchy sign,
anti-government is cooler than I.
People would have middle fingers. People would have curse words on their bumper stickers.
Yeah, but in bumper sticker, again, if you had
the two stick men humping each other.
I'm talking about a 5 foot wide
I want to make sure you see it. Grandpa.
Well, that's why
you don't have your glasses on.
I'm like, are you trying me, bro?
Yeah,
this is meant for me.
We had
dumb old man gets out of his car and pulls a gun out on a teen.
We had a worse one. If I'm really trying to analyze this correctly, we had a worse one than I eat a or show me that beehole. We had S happens. That was the big one for my age at 45. I can remember seeing that. And I can remember my mom and my dad being appalled at the fact that the S word was on a bumper sticker. Like, look at where we are now. Yeah. You know, like that kind of thing.
Forrest Gump helped make that happen. That's all. All right.
You want to do a voicemail? I got a couple.
Sound like dumb woman.
I got a couple.
You know, I used to make fun of Jimmy. Who remember when he complained about the belt buckle that it said like "F you" something on like a.
It was a LED scrolling belt buckle at a mall kiosk that his daughter saw. I remember the story,
and I made fun of him.
Hey, let's start selling.
You're doing it.
I know.
Let's start selling LED scrolling belt buckles. Let's
I'm
bring
into
that
it.
back, dude. Let's bring
Remember
back
the ones you put in the back of your car?
Yeah,
Like,
I had one I wrote. Let me see that beehole. All right, here. I got one. This is from Haines City, George. He's calling in.
First time caller, George out in Haines City, Jorge. Hey, I was thinking about things that either one, Haines City, George, Haines City, Jorge, doesn't matter. I was thinking about things that as a kid that I thought were real and were stupid, and these aren't things that parents.
Interior noise is killing me. I'll cut to the chase. He's talking about dumb things as a kid that you thought about, that when you thought about them later, you realized I was a really stupid kid for thinking that. For instance, he goes on to say they lived in a cold area of the United States where most of the time you would wear a ski mask because it was actually necessary because it was super cold. But as a kid, he always thought that if somebody saw you with a ski mask, they would think you were a bank robber and they would shoot you dead. And he thought that for a very long time. Yeah, I got a bunch of those type of things where I'm like, whatever
illegal driving barefoot thing, urban legends.
Swimming after eating. Like, there's tons of little ones like that I have.
The internet killed a lot of that, though.
Yeah,
because as you start thinking about it and they give you question it for 1 minute, then Google search it, you find out the truth, and then that's it, right? We didn't
Pretty
have
much, yeah.
25, now I got to go longer, 35 years ago, no one had any way to prove any of these urban legends and old wives' tales false. So people just went on believing them.
Indeed. Here's the voicemail I was looking for earlier.
Hey, Tom and Dan, Sam. Hey, Dan. BDM Mike here. I was the Pepsi guy this morning at your favorite 7-Eleven, asking if you were preferring zero sugar Spark or the regular. And I was curious, did you want to try that hard Mountain Dew? It's zero sugar also.
What? Was he
Just
trying to
asking.
hook you up?
Curious.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Dude, we need a Mountain Dew sponsorship. We are the most extreme podcast in this town.
I see ABC's carrying those hard Mountain
Dew. You got to start drinking it. Will you drink it this weekend and give me a review?
Taste test it.
I like they're saying zero sugar. Like, it has alcohol in it. It's sugar.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's like carb sugar. It's the same thing.
Michael's been doing it too, where they're like, "Hey, no added sugar."
No, I know.
No
It's
added,
like it is alcohol. There's calories. There's
Mountain Dew was originally invented as a whiskey mixer, right? And its original phrase was, "It'll tickle your innards." Look that up. I think my memory's working right. I believe the original.
That is a horrible.
I said that to my wife yesterday. She had the same reaction. She said, "That's disgusting." And I'm like, "Why would you?" It's not disgusting.
Yep, 1966 commercial for Mountain Dew.
What's their catchphrase?
It'll tickle your innards.
It'll tickle your innards.
What is that even supposed to mean?
It means it'll rot your innards out, I think. And I feel really bad today.
Are they referencing the carbonation or something?
Yeah.
No idea. And
the caffeine, maybe.
And their little mascot was a hillbilly.
Yeah.
It was like a
Hillbilly
trash.
in the
It was
holler.
a Florida person.
That's why it's Mountain Dew.
Well, they had it right back then.
Except no mountains are out here. But too stupid to know we didn't have any mountains around here.
I hope the branding agency that their mascot was a trash person.
Here, I'll show you.
Got one tooth.
If he, I hope that his generation, like his grandkids, are like, my great grandpa was right.
I mean, he kind of looks in a weird way. If you
he knew who was drinking this.
If you wore cowboy hats, I mean, in a weird way.
It's like a hillbilly.
I mean, here, I'll show the internet so they can see. I see a little Tom.
Okay, it's a barefoot hillbilly jumping for joy.
I see a little Tom in some of these guys. Like this one right here, this guy looks just like you.
What is that hillbilly style hat? That's not like quite a cowboy hat.
It's a cowboy hat, but it's just he
worn.
let his cowboy hat fall into disrepair.
Okay, but why is it so long on the? What is that long thing on the top?
It's from
Stretched out.
It's from people knocking it off your head because you're an idiot. That move they used to do in Gilligan's Island. That move where they take your hat off of you and they hit you with your own hat.
Oh yeah.
Normally the big guy would do it to the little guy. So for instance, in our dynamic here, traditionally and stereotypically, I will mess up. You'll take my hat off and start beating me with it while Samantha laughs, and then they roll the credits.
Okay, yeah.
That's
All right.
what it is.
Very good. Bye-bye.